What if the single, most valuable upgrade you could make to your kitchen is not a new countertop or new appliances, but a different color on your cabinets? The all-white kitchen dominated the last decade, but the data is now clear. It is losing ground. The 2026 House Kitchen Trends report found that 63% of homeowners repainting their cabinets this year are moving away from plain white. MasterBrand's annual report confirmed that for the first time in 9 consecutive years, white is no longer the top preferred cabinet finish. And here's the number that matters most. According to the 2025 Zonda Cost versus Value report, a minor kitchen remodel returns 113% nationally. A Home Light Agent survey found that a fresh coat of paint throughout the home can add an average of over $10,000 to a home's perceived value. While that figure applies to painting the home broadly and not cabinets alone, it gives you a sense of how much visual freshness matters to buyers and appraisers. The right color does not just look good, it protects your investment. Today, I am walking you through 6 cabinet colors that provide the perfect contrast with white walls, disguise daily wear better than white ever could, and will keep your kitchen looking current for the next decade and beyond. You will thank me later, so subscribe and stay until the end. Let us get into it. Number 6. Warm white, the upgraded version of what you already have. If you love white cabinets and you are not ready to leave them behind, that is completely valid. But there is an important distinction that most homeowners miss. The stark, bright, cool-toned whites that dominated the 2010s are the ones that now read as dated and clinical. What works in 2026 and beyond is warm white. Benjamin Moore. White Dove is considered the gold standard for cabinet white because it has just enough warmth, with a light reflectance value of 85, to prevent that sterile, artificial look under LED kitchen lighting. Sherwin-Williams Alabaster is another excellent option with a subtle, creamy undertone. The difference between a cool, bright white and a warm white may sound subtle, but in a kitchen you use every day, it is the difference between a space that feels like a hospital and one that feels like a home. This matters even more as we get older. Cool, bright whites under LED lighting can feel harsh and fatiguing on the eyes over extended time, while warm whites create a softer visual environment that is genuinely more comfortable to spend hours in. If your kitchen is where you start your morning and wind down your evening, which it is for most of us, that warmth makes a real difference. The honest trade-off: warm white still shows every fingerprint, grease splatter, and scuff mark the way any white does. If you have a high-traffic kitchen with children or grandchildren visiting regularly, you will be cleaning those cabinet faces constantly. That is the maintenance reality of any white, warm, or cool. But if white is what you love, at least make it the right white. And one question I get asked often: should white cabinets be matte or satin? Satin, every time. Matte white shows smudges instantly, and high-gloss yellows faster under kitchen lighting over the years. Satin gives you a soft sheen that cleans easily and holds its color longer. Number 5. Greige, the safest first step away from white. If you want to move beyond white but the idea of color on your cabinets feels like a risk, Greige is your answer. Greige is the midpoint between gray and beige. It reads as a warm, sophisticated neutral that works with virtually any countertop material, hardware finish, and flooring color. Sherwin-Williams Accessible Beige and Benjamin Moore Revere. Pewter are 2 of the most specified Greige tones for cabinetry because they adapt beautifully to both warm and cool light throughout the day. What makes Greige particularly smart is that it disguises the small marks of daily kitchen life significantly better than white. Fingerprints, minor scuffs, and cooking splatter are far less visible on a mid-tone neutral than on a bright surface. For homeowners in states like Florida, Texas, or California, where kitchens get intense natural light for much of the year, Greige absorbs that light gently rather than bouncing it back the way white does. That reduces the harsh, washed-out feeling that all white kitchens can have in southern exposures. The honest caveat: Greige is safe, but it is not exciting. If you want your kitchen to have personality and a distinct sense of design intention, Greige may feel like a compromise rather than a commitment. It is the color equivalent of playing it safe. Fine if that is what you need, but it will not make anyone stop and admire the choice. That said, if resale is your primary concern, does Greige sell well? The answer is yes. Real estate agents consistently rank warm neutrals among the safest choices for broad buyer appeal because they complement almost any furniture a buyer might bring in. Number 4. Soft Sage Green, the organic neutral that brings nature inside. Sage Green has earned its place as the new neutral for a reason. According to Showplace Cabinetry's 2026 trend report, soft greens and dusty sages are appearing everywhere on islands, lower cabinets, and full kitchens because they bring a calming, collected feeling that is both timeless and current. Sherwin-Williams Evergreen Fog, their 2022 color of the year, remains one of the most popular greens for cabinets 4 years later, according to multiple design sources and paint retailers. That kind of staying power strongly suggests this is not a passing trend, but a genuine shift in how people think about kitchen color. What makes sage green work so well against white walls is the organic contrast. It feels like bringing a piece of the garden indoors. The muted tone does not compete with your countertop or backsplash. It simply grounds the room and gives your eye a place to rest. Now, what hardware works best with sage? Unlacquered brass is the most natural pairing because both materials develop character over time. Matte black also works well for a cleaner, more modern contrast. Chrome and polished nickel can feel too cold against the warmth of sage, so I would avoid those unless your kitchen already leans heavily contemporary. Research in environmental psychology suggests that green tones can promote a sense of calm and reduce visual fatigue. That may explain why so many homeowners report that sage kitchens feel more relaxing to cook in than stark white ones. Practically, sage green disguises kitchenware from cooking splatter to fingerprints, far better than any shade of white or light gray. The honest trade-off: sage green is having a strong moment right now, and there is a legitimate question about whether it could become the new version of the gray that dominated the 2010s. If you are concerned about this, consider using it only on lower cabinets or your island while keeping uppers in warm white. That two-tone approach gives you the warmth of sage without committing every surface to one trend. Number 3. Deep Forest Green. Bold, grounded, and surprisingly timeless. If sage feels too subtle for your taste, Deep Forest Green delivers drama without the risk of looking trendy. Direct Depot Kitchen. Wholesalers describes it as a regal tone that pairs perfectly with brass hardware and natural stone countertops. Express Kitchens confirms that their forest cabinet color is one of the most requested options for 2026 because it adds warmth and character that a flat white kitchen simply cannot provide. Deep Forest Green works exceptionally well on islands and lower perimeter cabinets, creating what designers call a grounded look. The heavier color anchors the bottom half of the kitchen while white or warm cream uppers keep the space feeling open and bright. This is the same principle architects use in exterior design: darker at the base, lighter as you go up. It mirrors the natural world and feels inherently balanced. For homeowners in northern states like New York, Illinois, Ohio, or Michigan, where winter light is cooler and grayer for months at a time, forest green adds warmth that counteracts the coldness of the season. In southern states with abundant sunlight, the deep pigment absorbs light beautifully rather than creating glare. The honest caveat: dark cabinets will make a small or poorly lit kitchen feel smaller. If your kitchen lacks natural light or is physically compact, forest green on all cabinets could feel heavy. Use it selectively, on the island or one wall of cabinetry, and let the rest stay light. Number 2. Navy Blue. Timeless depth that hides everything. Navy blue has been a fixture in kitchen design for years, and unlike many colors that cycle in and out of fashion, navy shows no signs of fading. Highland Cabinetry notes that deep blues continue to dominate in 2026 because they add richness without making the kitchen feel dark. Sherwin-Williams Naval is what the industry calls the dark blue of record, and for good reason. It hides fingerprints better than white, pairs with every countertop from white quartz to butcher block, and delivers a sophisticated feel that works in traditional, transitional, and modern kitchens alike. For homeowners in coastal states like Florida, California, or the Carolinas, navy carries a natural connection to the water and sky that feels organic rather than forced. But navy also works beautifully in landlocked states because it is fundamentally a classic neutral, not a themed color. The versatility of navy is what makes it genuinely timeless rather than trendy. It works with brass hardware for a classic look, chrome for something more contemporary, and matte black for a modern edge. It complements marble, granite, wood, and quartz countertops equally well. That adaptability means that even as hardware and countertop trends shift over the next decade, navy cabinets will absorb those changes without looking out of place. The honest trade-off, navy is a commitment. Once you go dark, the kitchen has a very different feel than an all-white space, and if you decide you do not like it, painting over dark cabinets requires significant prep work, including primer specifically designed to block dark pigments. Make sure you are genuinely ready for the mood shift before you commit. Number 1. Warm charcoal, the modern alternative to black that ages beautifully. At the top of this list is warm charcoal. It earns this position because no other cabinet color delivers this combination of high contrast, wear concealment, architectural sophistication, and long-term resale appeal. The cook list confirms that charcoal cabinetry brings a level of drama that instantly elevates a kitchen, feeling sleek and modern when paired with brass hardware and a crisp marble backsplash. Highland Cabinetry describes charcoal as the matte alternative to black that provides high contrast and a modern, high-end feel while remaining softer and more approachable. The key word there is warmer. Pure black can feel severe and industrial in a residential kitchen. Warm charcoal with its slight brown or taupe undertone creates the same architectural depth without the coldness. It reads as intentional and considered rather than stark. Sherwin-Williams Iron Ore and Benjamin Moore. Wrought iron are two of the most trusted charcoal tones for cabinetry because they hold up across lighting conditions without shifting toward blue or purple the way some dark grays can. When used on lower cabinets or an island with warm white uppers, charcoal creates the kind of two-tone kitchen that every major design source is recommending for 2026. Vega Kitchen's trend guide specifically identifies charcoal gray lowers with warm cream uppers as one of the strongest two-tone combinations this year. That contrast creates visual depth and architectural weight that makes even a modest kitchen feel high-end. Charcoal also disguises wear better than any other color on this list. Fingerprints, grease, scuffs, and watermarks are virtually invisible on a matte charcoal surface. For a kitchen that sees real daily use, that is not a small advantage. It means your cabinets look good on year 7 the same way they looked on day 1. For those of you who have lived through the honey oak of the 1990s, the Tuscan brown of the 2000s, the cool gray of the 2010s, and now the all-white era, warm charcoal is the first color in a long time that does not feel like it belongs to a specific decade. It reads as architectural rather than trendy, and that distinction is what gives it staying power. The honest final word, like navy, charcoal is a commitment. It dramatically changes the mood of a kitchen, and not everyone will love the shift from bright to grounded. If your kitchen is small or has limited natural light, use charcoal on the island only and keep everything else light. And choose matte or satin finish over high gloss. Matte hides imperfections far better and ages more gracefully. A satin finish is the safest choice for longevity because it balances durability with a soft, refined look that does not show every fingerprint the way gloss does. The all-white kitchen had its moment, and for many people, it was a beautiful moment. But the data is telling us clearly that the market is moving toward warmth, depth, and character. 63% of homeowners repainting their cabinets this year are choosing something other than plain white. The smartest approach is not to chase the color of the year, but to choose a tone that disguises daily wear, complements your countertops and hardware, and feels right to you 5 and 10 years from now. And remember, a cabinet refresh is one of the highest return updates you can make. Whether you are planning to stay in your home for the next 20 years or preparing it for the market, the right color adds both daily enjoyment and measurable value. Whether that is a warm white, a soft sage, a grounding navy, or a sophisticated charcoal, the right cabinet color is the one that makes your kitchen feel intentional and cared for every single time you walk into it. If you enjoyed this video, we have another one right here that you are going to love. Thank you so much for watching.